What's up, everybody? Welcome back. So we got Dragon Ball today. Vegito, Super Saiyan Blue versus Fused Zamasu from Dragon Ball Super. So, Patreon question, Declan Brown. So let's go. Landscape orientation page. Two figures, hands, body positions. You know, they're fighting, so definitely pencil and an eraser. Take your time, hit pause when I move my hand. Okay, we're going to start with... Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. We'll start with Zamasu. Yeah, okay, we'll start with Zamasu on this side. Okay, so we'll start with his eye. So we're on about the middle line, I'd say, of my page. Right, and Zamasu all the way over here. And we'll start with his eye. So we'll go... diagonal up and across. Some of this eye goes under his hair, so we can't see it all. But we'll draw it in and then rub it out after. Erase it. Back of his eyelid comes down like so. And then we'll bring it across. Join it to a point. Real pointy sort of eyes. Okay. So he's looking off to the left-hand side. That means his iris is real close to the corner in here. So just a curved line there. Curved line in there. And then his pupil just in the middle. So he's looking off to the side. Right. Then his eyebrow just above. So it's like a sort of a tick line. Just say here, and we tick it up real close to his eye, like so, and then turns the corner and goes down that way. And then just a section that you can kind of color in here goes up, like so, and then down into here again. Okay, so we're in 3/4 pose. And one eye kind of a bit higher than the other, right? So his other eye is real close to his eyebrow here, and it kind of starts above it. So we go diagonal up here. So it's like in line with his eyebrow, just there. And then we bring it across, like so. And then we'll go down. And then back into here. So real pointy, like diamonds, kind of diamond style eyes. And that one's pointing that way because his head is tilted. And then his iris, so like a circle, curving down to there. And a pupil in the center, like so. So then his eyebrow, so like tilting up, going across, say, his top of his eye, right? So it starts, say, here, like so. That's the end of it, and then we'll bring it up past his eyebrow. And this one actually goes in under his hair as well, so we can't see it all. So it just goes up into here, stops somewhere under here, so you don't really need to worry about it. And then the other side, that will leave a gap as well, like the other side. So we can color it grey. Right, so his nose, just in between his two eyes here, curves out, points back down, and goes in under here. It's kind of like a number 7, just there. And then a V underneath, like so, just for the shadow part. So simple enough kind of mouth, pretty close to his nose. Just underneath here, kind of curves out and down. And then maybe a line underneath for his lip, just there like that. And then his chin, so a real pointy chin, right? So we're in 3/4 pose, so we have a jaw and a cheek going up that way, right? So the chin is just here. So on this side, we'll go up, curve it that way, and then curves around his cheek and up the side of his head. Stops there because he's got hair coming down, hair spikes. And then his jaw on this side, bring it along here, and then curves up to his ear. Like so. So then, right, so his ear, he's got real big elf ears, so they come out like so. Curves around up like this, to a point about here, and then we bring it down like so. And then in there we've got some lines, like some ear lines. So like this, little one going that way, big longer one coming down here. These are all the bones and stuff inside his ear. Some more inside there, maybe like one or two here. Right, so his hair, right, so he's got like a big piece of fringe that comes down right beside his eye, right, so down into here, and it comes down close to his ear here. So I guess we'll go to his hairline, right, so his hairline is just here, okay? Okay, so it's about halfway. So from his chin to his eyebrow, about the same as eyebrow to hairline, okay? And then we curve this spike down, goes over his eye, and then we bring it back, up like so, back in, and down into there. And then we have the other spike coming out the other side, so it comes down like so. Comes down across this eye, down to there, all over the side of his head, and then this comes back up, and it goes back up, and in, down into there. And then he's got some hairlines in here, you know, for his hair that's underneath the spikes. And then we'll do the rest of his hair. So it goes up like in a flame, like a candle flame, classic Dragon Ball sort of hair, okay? So it comes out first here, spike to there, back down. Another one comes up that way. Spikes back into here. Another one, up like so. So you're kind of changing angle each time. That's the main thing with Dragon Ball. So you go down and then you change angle. And they get sort of wider on the bottom. There's another one in behind here. Like that. And then we have the real big one. Top of his hair. Goes up like so, and then into there. So this is the line for his head now, see? Like so. And then more hair spikes. Coming down this way. So you see it looks kind of like a candle flame. They're all like curving up to that middle point, up into there. And another spike here. Comes down. And then we have one sticking off this way, goes back in. And then maybe this one should come down into here and then like that. And then there's hairlines and texture lines sort of all over hair, Dragon Ball style. So you just do some lines that follow the shape of each hair spike. So like down like that. You know, there's no real rule for this. You just make sure you follow the direction of the hair spike when you're adding your texture. and then I'll just erase these lines that we shouldn't see. Okay, so Zamatsu's kind of doing this kind of thing when one of his hands has like an energy sword coming out of it. So we're just going to draw the energy sword coming in underneath his chin because it joins his hand as well. So it'll help us place his hand a little bit better. And then we'll do those big shoulder pads that he has on, okay? So the blade just comes down like this, kind of underneath his face. Right? And you just make sure you're not too close to his chin, right, on the other side. So you do this kind of point here, okay? And this runs all the way down, like so, and joins his hand just here somewhere, so underneath his ear. And it has some like energy signals, like spikes and stuff coming off every now and then. Runs down all the way down like so, okay? So his fingers and his hand are in here, right? So this would be like where it joins his knuckles. So this comes down and goes into his sleeve, just there. And then the other side of his hand, kind of here, curves up and goes into the sleeve there. And then his fingers, so we go pretty straight. They're not that knuckly, you know, bumpy or anything. So one line there, and then curve around for the top of that finger, curve around for the next one, and then that one. So one line, and this finger then kind of comes down like so into here. And then the next one, like so, and then the third and final, like that. So he's like chopping, you know, he's kind of got that sort of style out of his hand. And then this curves down and joins the bottom of his hand down here. So it's kind of the shape for his hand. Then we got some fingernails on top, just here. Maybe a knuckle line or two coming up where the knuckles should be, and some more fingernails on top there. And then the odd knuckle line and maybe a hand bone line just there as well. Okay, so to join this hand, we got to do his shoulder pads and his torso. So, like, he's got like a big, crazy shoulder pad on both shoulders. So, line curves up here, and then another one goes up like so, and this comes up to a point. It just goes off my page. I couldn't fit it in, and it sticks off here. Okay, and then his shoulder comes out from this shoulder pad. It has another line, a red line just there, and then his shoulder comes out here. So shoulder like so, comes out like that and goes off to his elbow just that way. These are like folds for clothes. And then the sleeve of his jacket just here goes around his hand, and then comes down, bumps around, back up off that way, back up under his hand into there, goes off that way. It's probably dark shadow in here and down here too. Okay, so the other shoulder pad is over here, right? So it like curves down right across this blade part here. So it comes down the other side, curves to there, okay? And then side of his body comes down like so, folds for his clothing. And then this comes across to about there. And the other side is over here, so it comes in like this. Fold line comes down, across like so, like that. So that's like the shape for his body, okay? And then his hips have that folded thing around his waist. It's like a scarf or a bandage or something, or a belt, just folded around his waist. And then some fold lines for his trousers or legs, just there. And then this has like strips coming across, like so. And then, so the rest of this, so this curves up. His hand is over this, so we'll have to do some erasing as well. Curves up to there. We're about level with his head. That's how high up you want to go, okay? Like the spikes here on his head. And then we'll bring this down the other side. Like that. Big shoulder pad. Down like so. And then some fold lines. Here. And in like here. So he's got, we can see like some of his earlobe in here. I forgot to add that. And it has the fusion earring on both ears. So we'll draw them now. We might as well. So he's got like a dot that kind of holds them on, or a clasp. Just here on both sides. And then string coming down. And then a circle with the top, gold top, just there. Same on this side, but you can only see like half of it. Like that. And then his shoulder goes in there, and then he has like a collar, comes down, goes into the blade there. It's got a double edge, a red double edge. The collar does, I mean. Like so. And it goes in around underneath his ear as well. Onto there. Back in. And then this has a red double edge too. And this comes down the front. That goes this way, down to there. The other side, down like so, like that, and he's got a button just in here, some fold lines around it, and his collar on his neck. So you can't really see his neck, you can just see the collar going up underneath his chin here, comes out the other side, back up to there. And maybe like a line for his collarbone going that way. And maybe something going that way as well. Then maybe a side line just for his neck there. And maybe some neck muscles, but nothing major. Because his head is tilted down to the side, so we can't really see much of that. So his other arm comes out of this big shoulder pad area, okay? So let's see. Yeah, let's just go for it. So shoulder comes out there, bumps out like so. And then we have another fold line just here. Another one there. And then we hit his forearm just here. That, and then his armpit comes out this way, comes down. This goes towards his elbow. We can't see it because it's behind Goku's arm. So I'll just leave that gap and you can join it up afterwards. The other side of his forearm is just here. You could draw it in, but it would just make more work. So we'll just leave it like so. If you want to join to an elbow, if it's easier for you, you can. And then his sleeve comes around like so. And then it goes around the bottom of his wrist, just here. And the side of his body goes in to that part of his costume, and the back of it just there. Okay, so his other hand is pretty similar to this one, right? Except we can see the thumb underneath because he's doing this kind of, these actions. So the back of his hand goes up, goes past the shoulder pad, like that. So this is like going up to his little finger, okay? So he's got a little finger here, down like so. Ring finger goes up, down, like that. Middle finger down like so, and then index comes down to here. And they're staggered up like this because his thumb is just here, right? So top of his thumb curves around like that, kind of bumps out maybe for a knuckle, then comes down to there. Change direction for that knuckle, and then back into here and back down for his wrist, and then maybe the palm of his hand sort of lying there as well. And I'll go ahead and erase, sorry, another thumb line and a hand line just there. I'll go and erase the shoulder pad now. Okay, now Vegito. So they're locking arms. Their arms are like connected, right? So we can't just like start drawing Vegito because the arm might be too far away and stuff like that. So we can't start with his face. So we're going to have to do his arm and sort of build his body and then put his head in the right place, okay? So because we want them to be in the right position, basically. So let's just go for it. Right, so his glove, right? So we go across here. It's that white glove that Vegito wears. Like so. Okay. It comes down to a fist down here. Like there. Curves down. And then we got like a bump just there. And then we have 4 knuckles. So we go 1, 2, 3. Coming down, curving down this way, and the 4th just there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 knuckles. That's the shape for his fist. And then it comes down to his little finger, curves around like so, and then we have 4 corresponding bottom knuckles, right? So 1 for his little finger, tiny, 2, 3, and the 4th just here. Okay, and we'll join them back up. So we'll bring the lines up. So we go up like so for his index finger, and then up around here for his middle finger, and then up like so for his ring finger, and then his little finger is drawn in for us already, so we don't have to worry about that. And then his thumb comes out, change direction, so out this way, down, and then back in underneath all the knuckles and join it in. So that's what a fist does. The thumb is always under the knuckles down in here. And then we may have some like knuckle lines just here. Another one there, 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 there. A couple of detail sort of lines, and maybe some more glove kind of faux lines just there like that. So his arm now is going to grow out of this, right? So we got the forearm, and then his arm is bent, so we have just the bicep just here, like that. His elbow then comes out here, Curves around like so. Muscles on his muscles. So like tricep muscles. Diagonal lines, like kind of like mountains, you know, if you looked at it like that. It's kind of like mountains in the distance. And then the next one, bigger. Going that way. Following the shape for his arm. And then the other side of his bicep, just here. Goes up. And down into there. Okay, so that's like his bicep. And then we have some shoulder bumps just here, go in underneath his costume, the orange part. We go up like so. And then we go in to there. And then we curve down like so. And go in underneath. Back up to there. And then we have the blue portion, so it goes up. Cross towards his face now. So this is his shoulder, so we're going to cross his body. We'll probably draw his body, and then so we just can get the head in the right place. So let's just go. How many times have I said that? So some fold lines here. Comes down. Look at that. There's an armpit back down here. We go up. Separate the blue from the orange, so it's all orange in here and blue in here. And then another section going down into his armpit, up like so. And then we have the side of his body, just there. Oh, there's another line in his arm, sorry. And then down, and then we bring it across. Just like Zamasu here, we have kind of some fold lines, wrinkle kind of line. Going across up towards the other side of his torso, into there, and up the other way, up like so, into there, and he also has that sort of bumping kind of thing that goes around his waist. Just there, that Zamasu has. So like bumps around the edge, his legs kind of go off my page down there at the bottom, and then it just kind of curves around. And it has some lines on it going across, zigzagging across like that. And so his head then has to be somewhere in here, right? So that's the side of his torso. So like, let's just get his costume on in the right place, right? So he's got like an orange and blue shirt on. So we'll draw in that. So this comes down across here, up the other side, like so. So his neck is in there, like in his chest, and then the blue section comes down like a V down here. Same on this side. So like a V, and then there's some fold lines inside here. Like that. And I couldn't fit in his arm over this side, but I will. We'll draw in what we can see anyway. Just there, and like maybe some more down there. Some fold line maybe at his armpit, just down and off my page, off the back there. And a couple of extra fold lines coming that way. Being pulled up and down his shirts. Top of his t-shirts. Okay, so we know his head has to be in here, so we'll start with his jaw, right? So his head has to be in this gap, right? So, and we're sort of, his eyes, Zamasu and his eyes are like in line. So, you know, if you're worried about levels of things and how big your character is, you know, Vegito's shoulder should be about the same level as Zamatsu's. Just there as well. Okay? And their eyes are kind of the same level as well. So, let's go. So, where we go? Where are we going? Right, so the side of his face. So do hit pause a lot, guys, because this is not an easy drawing, okay? And curve around his cheek. Goes down like that. So a kind of a particular kind of shape there. So we go down, diagonal, and his chin just here. Okay, and we go up his jaw. Like that. So if that's the overall shape for his face, then we know his eyes are in here somewhere, right? So Dragon Ball characters, we have those W shapes in the center of his eye, right? So like here, like an L, and then, but it's like a W, so it's two of them, like that, right? Just here. Not too far down, you want to be here. And then his eyebrow is going to come up from that, right? So it's going to tick up. Like so. Maybe go up that way. And then we'll bring it back down the other side. And it gets skinnier as we go down. Into there. Then the other eyebrow will go off this way. And it goes in behind his hair, so we don't need to finish it. Goes off that way. Okay, you could finish it if you want, but we'll leave it because we're stuck for time. And then the box, so his eye. So we go Dragon Ball kind of eye down. Cross, back up, and then his iris, looking at Zamasu over there, semicircle, just in there, and his other eye, so can't see it in here, so it just comes across, like so, up into his eyebrow, just in there, and then semicircle for his eye, just there. So it's on the right hand side because he's looking at Zamasu there. So his nose comes out like this, pretty much the same as Zamatsu's, like so, and then down and up for the shadow. And then his mouth real close to his nose, down like that, looking real grumpy as well. And then a line just down here. And those Dragon Ball ticks or cheek marks just going that way. Okay, so if this is his jaw, then his ear has to come up around like so. We're up just above his eyebrows there for the top of his ear. Up into there. And then some bones and ligaments inside his ear. So many different ways of doing this. You know, you don't have to be too precious about it. No one really checks ears. This kind of thing. And he's got some lines just on the edge of his sideburn just there as well. So then his hairline, so we just bring it up around here. It's got kind of like Vegeta hairline a little bit. Like so. And then we have two spikes coming out of the middle of his head. So like one coming up around here. So this one comes down past his eye. down like so, and runs up past that eyebrow where I said that we didn't need to finish it. So that's why, because his hair was covering. And then down into here, and maybe a couple of lines just for his hair. Just there. And then the next one, up and down. Another one coming down the front of his hair just here. His fringe coming down across his shoulder, up. Like that. And then his face should go in under there a bit more. And then we have a line coming down like that. Couple of hairlines, texture lines, but I'll do most of these when we get the rest of the hair drawn in. Before we do the hair, we might as well finish all this stuff down here, connect everything up. So let's see, yeah, so this should run into his ear there, connect up into his ear, like so. And then we've got those earrings. Oh, I won't forget those this time. So, fusion earrings as well. And the other one, can't really see it. Well, you can see a little bit of it. So I'm just adding some more of a shoulder there. And then, well, you can see the ball here. Just sort of hanging down. And then the other side, we got the string, and then that. And then just some neck muscles, so like coming down towards his chest. Just there. Another neck muscle there. And his chest muscle comes up and around here. And the other one goes off that way towards his shoulder. Your chest muscle always connects into your shoulder. So that's the direction of the line you want to do. And then we can see maybe a little bit Adam's apple or something there. More neck muscle. Another part of his chest / shoulder. And then some more neck coming out from under the earring here. Down into there. Here. Okay, getting there now. Just his hair. Okay, let's go for it. So, spike here. I always start with the, I can't talk anymore. I always like to start with the small ones and then work up. So spike there, comes back. So we're going up into the corner like Zamasu. Up like so, back down. Another one here in front. Like so. And then the big one up to there, back down, and then some coming down the front here. Okay, so you go up, change direction, always pointing back in this way. Comes down, into there, another one up, down like so. Another one there, down, into there, back into here, and two more. So one here, change direction, back to there, and then a tiny teeny one somewhere here. And then of course all you got to do is add texture lines. So just going up like so along the sides. Like this. So you can add as much of that as you want, but I'll leave it there. I think that's everything. Yeah, so not easy. Thanks for the request, Declan. I hope it was helpful at least. Complicated when you've 2 characters and 3/4 pose and like the hands and stuff. But hope it helped you out anyway. thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.